Sweetie, what is your condition?
How should I know? I'm retarded. Duh!
All right, so we got that one out of the way. Let's talk about my favorite, well, like my second favorite person, because you're one of my favorite people online.
I'll just leave that blank for now.
Do you believe in gray aliens, and have you ever shot one?
Yes. Dude, I shot, okay, unless you believe that 5-year-olds are capable of creating a shield of invisibility, I mean, only an advanced civilization can come. There was an entity in my backyard. It was about 4 foot tall, 4.5 foot tall, something like that. And you could see the outline, but you couldn't make out what it was because it had some kind of shield. Now you say, well, that's bullshit. No, it ain't. The Japanese scientists have already perfected it. It's already out. You can wear it as a coat now. You can wear it. You can carry it as a shield. It's out. The technology is out. And what it does, here's how it does. It's really quite simple. All it does is it bounces the light away from the object. Because if the reason you can see me right now is because light is hitting me. And my dogs attacked it and barked at it, and it kept coming and coming and coming. And finally I got tired of it. And I went and got, at the time I had a long rifle. I went and got the long rifle. And by the time I got to my porch, it had zipped halfway up the mountain. So I took a shot, but I don't know if I hit it. Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers is now a domestic terrorist organization, as reported by the FBI. And the FBI is watching their happy ass. And so it's going to get real interesting. Watch it. It's going to get real interesting here pretty soon because the FBI is watching. I just talked to the FBI on the phone just yesterday. You have this man in Canada, ironically, Canada, a scientist. And he says, really, he knows a drug available right now that you can take that will literally shrink cancer cells. He started with a cancer cell that fucking long, shrunk it down to about the size of a pea, and says it's entirely possible to do without any chemotherapy at all. And he says that, even diet and exercise can help in shrinking the size of cancer cells. It's funny that my 3 kids are in a county that has 104,000 cases of COVID right now. It's funny that the foster parents caught COVID and almost fucking died. They had to be put on ventilators because they almost died. And my kids are right smack dab in the middle of that shit. And CPS, did CPS remove the kids when the parents caught COVID? Oh, fuck no. No, they left them there. They left them there because the trolls told them to leave them there. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is called an Elder Scroll. The reason it's called an Elder Scroll is because that's the only fucking thing I could think to name it. This is the literal words of the gods of creation written down as given by me to me from the gods themselves. This is a very, very powerful weapon right here. My overall health is all right. I have a debilitating disease called lymphedema, which attacks the lymph nodes. It has nothing to do with being lazy. It has nothing to do with sitting at a computer. What it is, it's an attack of the lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes fill up with fluid and cause excruciating pain in the extremities, usually the feet and legs or the arms and hands. Now, luckily, my arms and hands are not swollen. However, my feet and legs are. And so it makes it very uncomfortable to bend or to squat or to pick up stuff. Like say if there's something on the ground, it's very difficult for me to bend down and pick it up. Okay. And it's excruciating pain, 24-hour pain. There is no treatment. There is no cure. Now, this one idiot wanted to put compression socks on my legs and push all that fluid up around my heart. I'm like, are you guys trying to kill my ass? All that fluid, though, around my heart is not good, honey. That could have killed me. Water pills, if I take a water pill, I'm a dead man because I have low blood pressure. If I take a water pill, it will crash my blood pressure and I will die. Okay, so no, I can't take water pills. It has nothing to do with me being lazy or eating too much. Or anything like it has nothing to do with, because some idiot tried to float the idea. Well, Vaughn eats all those TV dinners. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. But yeah, I mean, it makes it hard for me to do shit. It's about as close to getting wheelchair bound without being wheelchair bound.
Are there still slugs in the bathroom? You're not supposed to have slugs in your bathroom, Vaughn.
Yeah, there's slugs. They come through the floor, honey. They come through the floor. They're in the bathroom.
I need you to get an exterminator,
by the way. These slugs are nice slugs. They don't leave a sticky, nasty trail.
What do you mean they're nice?
They don't leave a sticky, nasty trail like a normal slug does. They don't. It's crazy, but they don't.
Bro.
They're not hurting anything. And besides, they're gone by morning anyway. So who gives a shit?
Yeah, because they're
They
nocturnal.
come in at night, they do their thing, and then they're gone by morning.
Outside of the money and everything like that, is your mother being taken care of? Is she being taken care of today? Because you're not too far away from her, so you can go check on her and stuff.
Yeah, I go check
Is she
on her.
being taken care of? Does she get her meals every day? Is her house getting cleaned? Does she get visits? Like, what's the state of her life right now?
And she's all right. Like I said, I go over there 3 times a day. I go over in the morning to give her meds, and then I give her lunch, brunch, I call it. And then I give her supper. And so I'm over there 3 times a day, every day, without fail. And she's doing okay. They tried to dope her up with a medication. Let me see if I've got that. I will tell you what it is. It's called memantine, and it is a psychotropic drug. And the drug was making her forgetful so that she couldn't testify against James Arnold Frost in court. See, James Arnold Frost overstepped my bounds as medical power of attorney and went and colluded with Dr. Raj Naval, as I'm saying that right? Yeah, Rajiv Naval, Cernevis. Like I said, I'm her medical power of attorney. I was an orderly for 14 years and an EMT for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I do have medical credibility. Larry Frost has absolutely no medical credibility. James Arnold Frost has no medical credibility.
But they're following the doctor's orders.
Well, no, they're colluding with the doctor to dope her up with medication so that she can't go to court and testify against James Arnold Frost. Okay, we have a makeshift cemetery on our property. The ghosts don't like being there. They keep wanting to be put into an actual mausoleum. And so I told the families, I said, hey, look, your loved ones they're roaming the fucking property, wanting to be put in an actual fucking cemetery where they can get rest. Please take them off my property and put them in an actual cemetery, a mausoleum, whatever, where they can get rest. Oh no, we can't do that. It's been up there for thousands of years. Well, I don't give a fuck how long it's been. They're roaming my fucking property.
Apparently, Mama Frost fell down.
Yeah.
And you went over there. Everybody went over there to check on her, but you said that you couldn't pick her up and then you left. Is that true? My back is out. I can't pick her up, man. She weighs a lot of, she's not light. Right. But by the time I got there, the frosts were already there and shit. So it didn't really matter. Okay.
The house was full.
So pretty much you left because you saw it was under control.
Yeah, it was under control. Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So I guess
too many chefs in the kitchen and all that. First of all, I served 2.5 years in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps. Mm-hmm. I served 6 months in the Coast Guard. I served 9.5 months in the Army. And I served an undisclosed amount of time working for the government. Mm-hmm. Now, you put all that together, and that's quite a bit of time served. Now, a lot of these fuckwads don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they say they Google Sea Cadet Corps, and they say, oh, well, it's a bunch of teenagers running around. Well, that's true, but what they don't find out is that the tests that I was taking in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps was to become a real officer in the normal everyday Navy, the real Navy. So, you could sit there and say it's just a bunch of teenagers all you want, but the tests that I was taking in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps was to become a real officer in the real Navy. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. Okay, so my time in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps absolutely counts. Okay. It absolutely counts. Okay, so that's 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. Then you got 6 months in the Coast Guard. Mm-hmm. Then you got 9.5 months in the U.S. Army. That's plenty of fucking time. Okay. So any motherfucker that gets on here and says, I'm not a veteran, they're a dumbass. Okay. Or they have an agenda, one or the other. Now, as for my government work, some of which I might be able to say, some of which I might not, let's just put it this way. There was government work that I did that was military related, but there was also government work I did that was more along the civilian line. But the point is that no, anybody that says I'm not a veteran is either a moron or they have an agenda. Because any normal person that adds all that shit up is going to say, yeah, he's more than served his time.
Okay.
You know, and not only that, I would point out, folks, that this transfer from the United States Army into government work was at the behest of the commander of my fucking permanent duty station. Hello, JHJRE3. Okay, what they don't tell you, folks, is that under, is it over or under? Anyway, on my DD 214, it specifically says general under honorable conditions. Doesn't say general discharge. It says general under honorable conditions. Okay. I didn't get a general discharge. Okay. I got a general discharge under honorable conditions. You don't get that shit if you're a washout or if you're some kind of slacker. You don't get honorable written on your DD 214 if you're a piece of shit. Okay. You know, I went to the brass, which made the NCOs mad, by the way. Staff Sergeant Ward and First Sergeant Ward made them mad as hell because I jumped over them and went to the brass. But I had my reasons, and I can't disclose all of my reasons on that. But anyway, the point is, I go to the brass. I said, hey, you know, I need to get out in the field. I need to train. There was a war coming, and I want to be prepared. I want to be ready.
What war?
Well, it hadn't happened yet, but it was eventually going to be Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Okay. So I'm sitting there. I said, hey, there's a war coming. We got to get ready. I want to get out the field. I got to get out the field. I got to get out. I was adamant, you know, with them. I said, I got to get out in the field and train. There's a war coming. And they're like, we don't have the funds, which that may have been true at the time. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. But they told me we don't have the funds. And I said, well, can I transfer to a unit that does and is going out to the field regularly? And they said, sure, you can do that. But it's going to take a year to get the paperwork processed. I'm like, fuck me, a year? They're like, yeah, it's going to take a year. I said, well, you got anything faster? And that's when the commander said, well, you can go into government work and do stuff for the government and still serve your country that way. And so we hashed out some things and, you know, talked about some things. You know, he said, you can serve your country in a government role. Multiple government roles, actually, it ended up being, but you know, you could serve your country that way and, you know, still do your duty. And I'm like, well, okay, you know. And so, like I said, we went, you know, done a lot of back and forth. It was a commander, it was the major, and the first lieutenant and second lieutenant were there. They were all present. I served my country in the best of my ability.
Well, they're
and
saying
if they
that, like,
don't
that's
like
not
that,
how
they can
it
shove
works.
it right up their lily white ass.
All right, cool beans. They're pretty much disagreeing with
I don't
you
give
on
a
how
fuck
the
what they
discharge
disagree with.
works. So
I don't give a fuck. They didn't.
All
They
right.
weren't there. They did not hear what the commander of that base told me. Okay. And like I said, there was a lot of back and forth. This wasn't just something that was just thought up in a second. Okay. We did a lot of things. Now, who put the JHJ and RE3 on my discharge?
It's a good question.
Who put that on there? Well, is it possible that First Sergeant Ward might have put that on there? Yeah. And did he put it on there just to be a dickwad? Yeah. It's very possible. Now, do I know that for a fact? No. But is it possible that he did that? Yes. However, like I said, I left my unit with a general discharge under honorable conditions. It wasn't just a general discharge. It was general under honorable conditions. You don't get that if you're a washout. You don't get that if you're a piece of shit. You don't get that on a medical either, by the way.
Okay.
I might add. Because they're trying to float this idea that I was out on a medical. You don't get honorable conditions on a medical. No, you do not. Like I said, is it possible that the First Sergeant Ward might have put that on there? Yeah, it's possible. Okay. And it's possible that he did it just for absolute pure fucking meanness. Okay.
All right.